Hello, welcome to Creator Spotlight. We are here this week with Forbym, who has made an amazing variety of rooms that we will get to in just a minute. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm forbym. I was born in Germany. Now I work at a university in Denmark. I'm teaching and doing research in computer graphics and game physics and virtual reality. So I have a professional interest in virtual reality. I started playing Rec Room like end of 2016 and did a lot of questing. And then I got interested in the Maker Pen when it came out last year, and that way I also got interested in the wiki page, and now I'm one of the admins of the Rec Room wiki.
The wiki is an amazing resource for me personally because I refer to it all the time when people have questions about where to find things in menus and stuff. So if you haven't seen the wiki, be sure to check that out. So what platform do you play on?
Usually HTC Vive, but we also have an Oculus Rift and Windows Mixed Reality. So sometimes when I try out things, I also go in with Windows Mixed Reality, but usually HTC Vive.
What kind of projects do you find engaging in Rec Room?
I guess what I like about Rec Room, as opposed to just using Unity or something, is that it's so limited. So with each update, there comes a new feature, and then exploring that feature is kind of interesting, right? Because each new feature opens up new possibilities. So for example, the chess set is about the snapping tool. Right, because you couldn't do it without the snapping.
Right.
And this is about trigger zones, right? Because the trigger zones really allow the room to know what's happening, right? And the Uncanny Mickey was about the size, like the large walls and the large Mickey and stuff.
Right.
And Magic Cross was about games with chips, right? And the Circuit Academy was about using holotasks, right? So it's like about exploring possibilities of certain features. And that's why they seem so different, right? Because it's different features that I look at.
So what's the process for designing this chess set? Because I know you put a lot of time into this one.
Yes, so I started with making a Bauhaus chess set, which is like very simplified geometry. But then there was a new feature that there was no more ink in with the Maker Pen, so I could do more stuff than just the simple geometric forms.
Right.
And then there was the hope, at least, that a full like standard figures would fit into a room. So the first step was to actually try out whether there's enough ink, like doing a prototype. And I think I started with a simplified king and a simplified pawn, which had like about the same number of shapes like this actual king.
Right.
And then I just cloned them to have 32 chessmen in total, just to estimate whether there's enough ink for it. Right. So because if it doesn't work in principle because of some limitations, then there's no point in starting it. Right.
Right.
So then I started doing these chessmen, and then I kind of tend to reuse stuff. Like you see, the king and the queen have the lower part is basically exactly the same. Yeah, the other part was I printed out a design for these standard chess pieces, and then kind of drew on top of the design like which shapes would fit into that, and that kind of decided the sizes. And with the snapping tool, it was actually possible to make like the exact same specifications. It takes still surprisingly long to make these shapes to exact specifications.
Don't
that was the early times of the snapping tool, so it was even more difficult. Right. And then once I had all the pieces of one, I think it started with the black pieces.
Right.
I did everything again with the white pieces because there was no recolor tool. So
right.
Started all over. I think the takeaway is that prototyping the stuff is important. Right?
So what's your top tip for new creators?
People have different motivations, so it's difficult to give an advice for everyone. But I think seeking out help is a very good advice because Rec Room is developing so fast that a lot of the material is outdated very quickly, right? So it's important to get the information and get the information up to date. And then I think the best sources I guess are usually Discord and Reddit, because there people know what they're talking about and they have tried it out just recently.
Thanks so much to Forbym for joining us this week. Be sure to like and subscribe below for more Rec Room content, and we'll see you next week on Creators Spotlight. Hello, welcome to Creator Spotlight. We are here this week with Forbym, who has... Okay.